Hey, it's Phil Stein here, back in Washington Square Park, Greenwich Village. What?
I got salt for sale, got some bounties.
Yeah.
Paper towel. I got some stuff for sale.
I'll get it after. I'm in the middle of doing something, right? I'll get it after, right? All right. So I'm in Washington Square Park, Greenwich Village. Before we did Washington Square North, now we're doing Washington Square South. So this is Washington Square Park South. I can take the mask off a little bit. If you know the old expression, on the wrong side of the tracks, so picture Washington Square Park. There's a railroad track going east and west. The south part of the park we are now, this is the poor side of the park. The north side of the park we were talking about the other day, that's where the rich live. Along 5th Avenue, Washington Square North. That's where you had the bankers, the doctors, the lawyers, the merchants. So this sort of divided the north and the south, the rich and the poor. Some prominent buildings here. You got Skirball Center. There's the NYU Student Center. So a lot of the buildings around Washington Square Park are owned by NYU, New York University. So the park itself is sort of the campus of NYU. Next to it, that's the Catholic Center, which many years ago, that was a hangman's house. Because in the early 1800s, on the other side of the park, the northeast side of the park, was a big tree, an elm tree, and it's still there. They used to hang people in there. So the hangman's house was where the Catholic Center is. To the right of that, that's Judson Church. That dates back to the 1890s. Now, if churches have political leanings, their leanings lean very much to the left. Still today, they do a lot of theater, dance, music in the church. Back in the 60s, they were very prominent in the civil rights movement, the 80s, women's movement, the peace movement, AIDS. They're very prominent and very active in those movements. That's Judson Church. Also, when they built the church, their whole idea and concept, they never really took off. They wanted to have it so that people who lived north of the park, the rich people, would sit and worship with people who lived in the southern end of the park, which at that time mainly Italian immigrants. But that never flew because they didn't want to mingle with each other, especially the rich with the poor. So that never happened. All right. One of the priests in this church many years ago was good friends with the rabbi on Charles Street. And one day they were sitting there in the park here, having a discussion, and the priest says to the rabbi, he says, "Rabbi, tell me, have you ever had ham before in your life?" So the rabbi thought, says, "Well, I gotta be honest with you, once, many years before I became a rabbi." Then the rabbi says to the priest, "Let me ask you something, Father. Have you ever made love to a woman before?" So the priest says, "Well, once too. The years before I was ordained as a priest." There's a moment of silence, and the rabbi says to the priest, "Tell me, it's better than ham, isn't it?" Good one, right? All right. Might as well relax, right? In the park on a beautiful sunny day. On a Sunday. I want to read this letter I got. All right. Dear Mr. Stein, I'm writing this letter to you to seek out your wisdom and guidance. Your knowledge of the arts is breathtaking. I've always loved being on stage. During my school days, I took bit parts in plays, never cast in the lead. But I always loved the sensation of being on stage in front of an audience. I don't feel I have the talent to be a great actor. I tried music. I can't sing or play an instrument. I tried dancing, but I have no rhythm. Do you have any recommendations? Waiting for your reply. With love, Vivian Viola. When I got this letter, the first thing that came to my head, Vivian, was performance art. You know, you need very little talent. You have to stand up on stage. You dress up in some crazy costume. You can say some crazy words and stuff, play some music, and just do anything and full performance art. That's my suggestion to you. All right? Another poem, another great poem from Dermot McDermott in the whole genre of beat poetry. This one's called Miss America, bang bang. The politician minces his words, not his onions. The cracks in the crimson wall expose the pus of our nation. I say no, but I mean yes. Can Miss Subway marry Miss Subway in the Commonwealth of Virginia? Mamie Eisenhower sniffs glue on Tuesdays. Mamie Eisenhower looks forward to Tuesdays. Tuesday is her favorite day of the week. Her maid places a new bag and a fresh tube on her vanity every Tuesday morning. Please don't shoot the maid. She only following orders. That's poetry, man. That's beat poetry, good poetry. All right? Let me find my mask here. The pandemic's still going on. So this is Washington Square South. Next episode, we'll either do east or west. It's a big park, so we divide the 4 episodes. So, I'm out of here. Mask on, ready to move.